Alright gamers, time to lock in. It is another update week. It is April 3rd and we've got some slight changes, some slight tweaks to Varlamore. We are now into the third week of Varlamore and the second week of updates. I didn't have a chance to cover much of last week's changes because I was sick and kind of dying and I was preparing for the birth of my son. So we're here now and we are talking about Perilous Moon drop rates and some of the things that they've kind of altered alongside the Coliseum and other bits and baubles around Varlamore. Starting off with the Perilous Moon and Coliseum drop rates have finally been revealed. Praise be to Jagex, we finally know how dry we're going, whether or not our luck is broken, and whether or not you need to start complaining on Twitter and become one of the famous tweeter and deleters. Defeating a Moons of Peril boss grants you a 1 in 56 chance to secure a random item from their exclusive drop table, so very similarly to like the Barrows brothers. So for each individual Perilous Moon that you kill, or Moon of Peril, grants you a chance at one of their pieces. Just like with Barrows, like if you kill Arim, if you kill Darok, you get a chance at their gear as well. So for example, the Blood Moon of Peril, after you defeat him specifically, you'll get a chance at one of his armor pieces or the dual Makahatui. Same thing with like the Blue Moon, you'll get a chance at one of his armor pieces and then the Blue Moon Spear. And then of course, same thing with the Eclipse. Now, furthermore though, upon defeating all 3 bosses in one run, you'll be given an additional 1 out of 56 chance at any particular item, which would boost your overall odds to a whopping 1 out of 14? What? Yo, okay, now that's kind of crazy, right? That's not that good with Barrows. Now, granted, there are way more Barrows brothers. So, in a move to enhance your looting experience, now this is what I've already seen a lot of people complaining about on Twitter. I did my research early this morning, and people are freaking fuming about this, brother. People are pissed off, maybe rightfully so, that they are changing this slightly by implementing a duplication protection system. And not only does that sound freaking awesome, it's not as awesome as it might sound to you, depending on whether or not you hate other people having fun. This means that you will no longer receive duplicate items from a set until you've completed the set, ensuring a smoother progression towards collecting all of your set pieces first. So people are getting pissed off because they think that since this is a tradable item, that you should get duplicates just like everything else. This has been a thing in certain instances with like mini games, for example, like Fishing Trawler when you get angler pieces, or like the Rogue set for the thieving minigame. You will not get a duplicate piece until you've obtained the whole entire set. I don't remember if it's like that for Wintertot or not, but for pretty much every other minigame where you get set pieces, it is, where you'll only get one piece, you won't get a duplicate until you've completed the whole entire set. So this is, I think, the first time they've done it with a boss encounter. So gamers around the world are getting a little frustrated with this because they think it's not fair, or they think it just doesn't quite make much sense. They think they're tailoring to Iron Man or collection log completionists, and they're just not having fun because it's upsetting them because they can no longer play Grand Exchangescape. Man, I'm actually surprised at how many people are here right now. I didn't think that this would still be as popping. I'm just in a random ass world. There are a lot of fools here, a lot of gamers. Now, funnily enough, I actually have a reward set from when I did the quest in my Varlamore video. If you watched that, you know. You probably didn't because for some reason it didn't get a lot of views. But anyway, that's besides the point. We are going to go ahead and rummage this chest now and see if I get anything. I have got all 3 kills, so let's just see how good my luck is. Let's go ahead and open this bad boy. Oh, hey, collection log is a collection log. What are the darts for? I don't actually know. They've got to be for, what is this, wormling bones, some soft clay. That's not bad. Alright, so now moving on to something that I haven't participated in nearly as much, the Coliseum. So they've updated some of the drop rates for the items, the rewards, and a lot of the uniques that you can obtain throughout the Coliseum, and more specifically, when exactly you can obtain them. So since the Coliseum is much more difficult, I have a lot less experience with this. I'm just being upfront with you. I'm being honest with you for a minute here. I have only gotten to about like wave 5. I've gotten to wave 6 like once. I'm still a noob, okay? Remember, I just lost my hardcore status very recently, so I'm still learning. So I haven't had much chance to practice a lot of these higher waves, so of course I haven't had any luck with getting unique drops. But let's talk about them here really quickly. So once you have completed wave 6, and for each wave afterwards, the unique drop table is then unlocked. So you're really not getting anything brand spanking new until after you get almost halfway into the Coliseum. If you roll on this table, you do not roll on the normal drop for that wave, and glory will never affect your odds of obtaining like a unique item. The base for rolling on the unique drop table is 1 out of 220 starting at wave 6, and then that number is modified based on your current wave plus 1. So then that equals up to about, 1 out of 8 for wave 6, 192 for wave 7, and so on and so forth. If you're lucky enough to roll onto the unique drop table though, a second roll then determines which unique item you will receive. Otherwise, you'll just be going through the normal drop table as always. So then there's the chance for like Echo Crystals, 6 out of 10. Each piece of the Sun Fanatic armor is 3 out of 10. And then, of course, the Tonsilitics of Ralos, the ranged weapon that you throw like a little spinning katana strike, is 1 out of 10. And then, of course, there's other rares like the Pet, which is 1 out of 200. And then Dazana's Quiver, which you only obtain, of course, after actually completing the entire Coliseum. They have changed a few of the waves in the Coliseum, and I've seen a lot of gamers complaining about this on Twitter as well. People were kind of furious this morning. So the ranged warbenders, they've been given a little bit of a buff, so now their range level more accurately reflects the rest of their stats, which basically means they're going to be hitting you a lot harder. So if you're already having trouble with them, like me, BaldMob pointed out, I can get it out of your system, BaldMob, I know. They're going to be a little bit more stronger now. On the other side of that though, they have reduced the warband's melee max hit. So now he's not going to hit quite as hard and give you a chance to actually have a chance to recover from some of those melee stacks. And unfortunately for any of you grinders out there, they have now slightly reduced the number of splinters that you obtain in wave 1. So the meta for a while there was to like basically reset wave 1 over and over and over again to grind out the Sunfire splinters. But now they have caught on to you. They caught you. They caught you, dude. They have reduced that number that you can obtain in wave 1, but they have increased the numbers that you can gather from waves 9 through 12. So you're going to receive less splinters at the beginning, but if you can actually make it to the later waves in the Coliseum, you will be earning a little bit more. You'll be rewarded for actually sticking it out. And they've also made a couple additional changes to the Perilous Moons as well. For example, now you can no longer hit just ones on certain parts of the Eclipse boss. The Sulfur creatures will now no longer bump you out of combat, which is very funny. I did this in my video, and again, if you didn't watch my previous video about Varlamore, you didn't get to see this. But now it is consistently possible to kill Eclipse Moon during the clone phase, even with single-hitting weapons. When I first did this on the day of release, you basically could no longer kill her, even if she had no HP left. Basically, you couldn't finish her off until the phase with the clone was finished. So you could actually, have a chance. Now you actually will not get stuck in that phase because I had lost my first attempt at the boss because I couldn't do any damage to her because we were stuck in that clone phase. So I am glad that they fixed that. That's a good one, Jagex. You got that one. There you go. The Huntsman's Kit will now correctly let you store all of your hunter items except for black Chinchampas. I'm not even going to go there, Jagex. I'm not even going to go there. And for those undertaking a riveting tale, you can no longer escape a certain villainous frog's wrath by walking away. The furious... What? Wait, okay. I think I'm missing out on something here. You're telling me there was a quest about damn frogs that I didn't even know about? Look at these guys. These guys are cute as hell. They're nice and blue. A lot of people say whether or not Jagex has truly lost their damn minds, whether or not they're running low on ideas. Even my character here is questioning whether or not we're straying too far from God here. Because not only am I doing a quest called The Riveting Tale of Lilypad Labor Dispute, I'm talking to a damn frog named Gary across the pond. He's blue and he's wondering whether or not his strike is being worthwhile because of the labor fees. Jagex, what the f... Okay, so far so good. There goes Sue. There goes... Well, he's dead? Wait, what? No! Excuse me, it's Qbert? He's back? Okay, this is what the patch notes we're talking about. I can no longer run away from him. Get out of the way, Phoenix. I can't just see him in the middle. Oh, okay. I guess that was it. Why did he come back to fight me? Why did he come back to murder me? Oh, no. Well, there you go. There is the riveting tale of a Lilypad labor dispute. Access to a new hardwood farming patch? Oh, like teaks and mahoganies. Okay, well, this took a wild turn. This went off the rails, but that quest was kind of fun, I guess. So the patch notes basically tell you that you can no longer escape from a certain villainous frog's wrath by walking away. Now you have to murder him. So there you go. Also, one other final thing is that shortly after the release of Varlamore, they had fixed a bug where the Sunfire runes were giving you XP per rune made rather than per essence used. And at the time, that's kind of what they were being used to gain extremely high rates of Runecrafting XP. So if you didn't get that in when you could, you missed your chance. Sorry, sorry. But they don't intend to revert it back to the original rates. But they do want to make Sunfire runes a bit more generous. So they've doubled the Runecrafting XP for making them, which is pretty sick. So they do give you a little sneak peek into what they plan for next week, though, with the Undead Pirates. So they're giving us a preview of what next Wednesday is going to hold. The updates to the wilderness and the kind of items that they're going to be including, like the additional changes to the Chaos Temple, the rewards for the Adamant Seeds. So just a little sneak peek on what they have planned for next week with the Undead Pirates. I will see you there, ladies and gentlemen, for that update release. Can't wait, unless my son is born. My son is supposed to be born in like a week and a half, so I may be in the hospital while I'm, having a child with my wife. But if not, I'll be here talking about Undead Pirates. Alright, well gamers, this was a wild ride that I did not expect to go on with you this morning, but here we are. There is this week in RuneScape for April 3rd. Next week sounds like it's going to be also pretty intense with some wilderness changes that I'll actually get to participate in because I'm no longer a hardcore Iron Man, I'm just a lowly Iron Man. But we had fun today, or at least, I had fun. You hopefully learned some things, and Varlamore, how are you liking it? You still digging it? I know I didn't get to dive into it as much as I wanted to previously. I still have some of the Hunter stuff that I want to check out, like the Hunters Guild. Haven't got around to doing much of that yet, so maybe expect a video on them sometime soon. And maybe my Coliseum fails. Would you be interested in that? Probably not, whether or not you're interested or not. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing or liking the video if you did. I appreciate that so much, everyone. What are you still doing here, you mother...